Okay. So nice to be able to have some shade. Sit here under the deck and knowing that made this with my own hands. Soon to be the tiny house, which will be on just this side of me. And this video is an unfortunate, disappointing, but maybe very, very optimistic video. I do see potential. So to cut a long story short, the tiny A-frame is no more. It's done. Not gonna happen. I'm quite bleak about it because it's been something I've been dreaming about building for quite a long time. I just absolutely love the concept of an A-frame cabin with a little loft in the top. The kids can go up a ladder and be up there with little bay windows or dormer windows. Like, the whole concept is just so cool. But why this is no longer a reality for me is, even though living out here in the middle of nowhere, we are still bound by politicians, governments, and municipalities. The control is just, it's unreal. It really, really is. So what has happened is these powers that be, or think they're powerful, gives them some kind of joyride, have decided that an A-frame cabin is a non-standard, or just a triangle house, is a non-standard house type. Which means, irrespective of the size, it requires a structural engineer to draw new structural engineering plans, have that approved by the municipality or local government, have a minimum of 2 site inspections by the structural engineer, and the structural engineer needs to give his or her sign off that they are accepting liability and responsibility for the building. Let me remind you, this A-frame is 23 square meters. That's it. It blows my mind. Now, I can go and build a 6 meter long by 4.8 meter long house on my own, no structural engineer. Nobody needs to approve the plans because it's a standard 6 by 4.8 single pitch roof. Municipality is just gonna sign it off. They're happy. Nobody needs to look at this. Nobody needs to inspect it. Nobody needs to be here. Yet, if I want to build a triangle, the strongest shape that exists, it's going to cost me more than the house to get a structural engineer to do this. Now, I don't know if this is about money or if it's about control, but at the end of the day, that's the death of a dream. It's done. It's gone. I refuse to be controlled to that extent. I refuse to have people look over my shoulder at absolutely every single little thing that is done, and for them to decide whether it's good enough or not. Whether I was building it myself or a builder was building it, that irrespective, it doesn't matter. The structural engineer would still need to be here a minimum of 2 times during the build to do inspections, plus sign that off. Now, to give you an idea, the entire everything, so the 2 decks with the roofs plus the house, was going to cost me about 60,000 in terms of budgets, with me doing it myself. That's just materials. Just the structural engineer cost is quoted me, it has been quoted me at 37,000 Rand for 23 square meters. How's that even possible? And that excludes the draftsperson, which has been screwing me around for the last 6 months as well. So yeah, what should have been a very, very simple in-out process, this house should have been built already. I'm still sitting with a draftsperson who just ignores me, who doesn't seem to know what they're doing, and I'm stuck because the plans have been submitted. I'm talking to the building inspector at the council, a lovely lady, and she says, I just need your plans. I will approve them as soon as I get them because it's a standard house type. And I just can't get this draftsperson just to literally update the plans that are already sitting with the building inspector. So yeah, a little bit frustrating. But at the end of the day, what I'm going for now is just a standard rectangle, 6 meters long, 4.8 meters long. The positive of that is I can now have 2 distinct bedrooms, plus a kitchen, plus a lounge, which is going to be significantly more than the tiny house. And we can still get good height on the ceilings as well. Then I also realized that the straight walls on the sides where we've got the bathroom, which is what I'm sitting underneath, and then the living area deck on the other side, those walls actually provide really nice opportunity to put, for instance, benches, to mount a shower to the wall and do things like that. So I am seeing the positive in it. I am seeing the opportunity, and got my little building inspector with me. I completely lost train of thought there. Oh, there is a lot of opportunity, and I'm trying to see it as opportunity. But yes, there is something quite bleak and getting people down about dreams no longer becoming reality. But if you've been around here for a while, you know I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And I know that this is happening for a reason. I'm not too happy about it, but I'm not going to challenge it. I'm going to accept it. And I know that at some point, it's going to become clear why I'm not building a tiny F-frame cabin. Instead, I'm just building a standard. It's still going to be a tiny house. I don't think tiny house, 6 by 4.8 is a pretty decent size, small house. But for all of us to be in, it's small. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get started with that in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm kind of stopped and stuck now. This deck is done, but I can't do anything else because I can't start the other deck on the other side because I need to put the house in the middle, make sure the measurements are all done correctly before I start that deck. And I got permission to do the deck from the building inspector, even though the plans aren't approved. That's why I can't put a roof on this one yet where the posts are, because I need those plans to be approved before I can put the roof on. So I am listening to everybody I need to listen to. I'm adhering to all the requirements. And hopefully this will all be done soon. I just need to somehow figure out how to get my draftsperson to update the plans. But yes, thank you for coming along on this journey. This isn't the greatest news, but I'm sure you can also see the opportunity in this. And this house will go up just as quickly as the A-frame was. And that's why at this stage I'm putting in trees, just trying to get all the long-term things done, because I can't do trees in summer. It's just impossible. But I can build in summer. So for those of you that are eagerly awaiting this build and anticipating what this is going to turn out like, sorry, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. It is coming. I promise you, it's coming. And you're just going to have to watch me plant some trees in the meantime. Until next time, thank you all. I appreciate you deeply. And then happy homesteading.